The Home Affairs Department will officially launch the Asylum Backlog Project today. It's a joint endeavour with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees to eliminate the backlog in South Africa's asylum system by 2024. The refugee agency says the backlog that's developed in recent years is impacting the South African government as well as people seeking safety in the country after fleeing conflict and persecution. To discuss more on this, I'm joined by United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees Spokesperson Kate Pond. A very good morning to you, Kate. Tell us about this project that's underway now. How's it going to work?
Well, this project, as you said quite rightly, we aim to eliminate the asylum backlog by 2024. Now, there are 153,000 people whose cases are currently stuck in the system. That's 153,000 people whose lives are currently in limbo.
All right. And how is it going to work with the South African government, and what are you going to do to expedite the process? How does that play out?
Well, a strong asylum system is an institution of democracy and human rights. And eliminating the asylum backlog is very much a vital counterpoint to the efforts that we're making within the vulnerable refugee communities to encourage social cohesion. Now, what we do is, this is led by the Department of Home Affairs and the Refugee Appeals Authority of South Africa. Where UNHCR comes in is to provide technical and financial support to make sure all of these cases are heard within the 4-year period.
And what sort of people are caught up in this backlog? I mean, can we assume that the majority of them are fleeing persecution, tough times back at home?
Indeed. Now, the issue here is the difference between a refugee and asylum seeker. Everybody has the right to seek asylum. And all of these people, they fled conflict and persecution. They fled for their lives. They've come to South Africa looking for international protection and a chance to rebuild their lives for themselves and their families. Now, a refugee has had their case heard and they've been granted international protection. And they therefore benefit from a number of legal benefits, and also they have access to national systems almost on a par with citizens. Asylum seekers have quite a different situation. Now, they have not had their cases heard yet, so they are in a much less stable position. So they're waiting for their cases to be heard.
And I should imagine in that situation they are vulnerable to abuse. We've seen it time and time again.
Yes, indeed, they can be. They can be. They don't have the same rights as a refugee, and they live in this precarious position.
Okay, let me ask you if you know what is happening in Paint City and the fact that some of the refugees there have had their ablution blocks, facilities removed from them, and they're doing whatever it is that they can to keep clean, and where they go to the loo. Now, the Home Affairs have said that they've got nothing to do with this. The police are also ignoring them. Where do people like this go? I mean, who has the right to look after them?
Well, these sites, they were never meant to be permanent. They were always supposed to be a temporary measure that were instigated under the state of emergency that at the start of the pandemic. I mean, as UNHCR, we very strongly encourage people to return to the communities, and we have increased our engagement with people in Wingfield and in Belleville sites to encourage them to return to their communities and to offer our support for those who do want to return, and also for anybody who wishes to return to their country of origin in a safe and dignified manner as the result of a free and fair choice. We stand ready to support them.
Kate Pond, thank you for your time. Thanks.